Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here, your physics lecturer, welcoming you all in today's lecture. So in previous lecture we have discussed about nuclear and nucleons. Today we will discuss about different types of nuclear reactions. Okay, so as we have seen in packing fraction that all the nuclears are not stable. Okay, if the value of packing fraction is positive, then what happen? Then the nucleus is unstable, and if the value of PF, that is pack fraction, is negative, so the nuclear will be stable. Okay, so what happens? See, when the nucleus is stable, so that time it will remain in its original form. But if the nucleus is unstable, then what happens with that? That time the nucleus participate in nuclear reaction. Okay, nuclear reactions are of two types: nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Okay, so first we will discuss about nuclear fission. So first of all, let's see its definition. The phenomena in which a heavy nucleus, okay, whose atomic mass is more than 230, when excited, splits into two smaller nuclei of nearly comparable masses, is called nuclear fission. Is it clear? The phenomena in which a heavy nucleus is split up into two light nuclei is called nuclear fission. Okay, and in 1938 it was found that when uranium is bombarded by slow moving neutrons, okay, uranium 235 nucleus gets excited by capturing a slow moving neutron and splits into two nearly equal fragments like barium 141 and krypton 92, along with the emission of three neutrons. Okay, so when a slow moving neutron is bombarded in uranium, it splits up into two parts, into two nuclei, that is barium and krypton, and three more neutrons gets emitted, and the nuclear reaction is written like this. You can see here, uranium 235 plus neutron, okay, and we have barium plus krypton plus 3 neutron plus Q, where Q is the heat which is produced in this nuclear fission, and the value of Q is about 200 mega electron volt. That much high amount of heat is produced here. Okay, now fission products of uranium. The detailed analysis of the products of fission of uranium 235 has revealed that this fission in general produces nuclei with mass number in the range 72 to 158. Okay, here we have seen that uranium is, when bombarded, we have barium and krypton, but it is not true for all the time. Sometime we can get different atoms as well, okay, which varies from 72 to 158. This means that nuclei of different mass numbers can be produced by fission of uranium. So here in example you can see, okay, when uranium is bombarded with neutron, different products are being generated. Okay, so here so many equations you can see, and you have to remember that. But in all these cases we are having only 2 neutrons, but in case of barium and krypton we are having 3 neutrons. A number of other combinations are formed. The two nuclides have generally unequal mass numbers. Okay, you can here observe that whatever product is there, their nuclei are having different mass numbers. If the relative yield of different nuclides are plotted against their mass number, we get a plot of the type shown here. So here in x-axis we have taken mass number, and in y-axis we have taken fission yield, okay, and we are getting this type of graph. When we try to plot a graph between them, we find this type of curves. The fission of uranium-235 yields broadly two groups of nuclei. One of the group is a light group with mass number in the range between 85 to 104, and the other group which is the heavy one, and mass number ranges from 130 to 149. So in case of uranium, we have seen that whenever uranium is splitted up into two parts, one part is having the light nucleus, whereas the other part is having the heavy nucleus, okay, and the chances of fusion with two fragments of equal mass are extremely very small, okay, it is only about 0.01%. Generally, the fission nuclides contain an excess of neutron and are therefore highly unstable. They undergo beta decay until they form stable end products. Okay. So here you can see in class 10th also we have discussed chain reactions, okay, uncontrolled and controlled reactions. So that thing you please revise from class 10th book, because they are also very important. What is chain reaction, what is controllable and uncontrollable reaction, and how the uncontrollable reaction can be controlled. That all things you can revise from your class 10th book, okay. Now, there is one theory of nuclear fission. On the basis of liquid drop model, uh, there was a very good attempt to explain the nuclear fission. So, in this model, the nucleus is assumed as a liquid drop of spherical shape, which is incompressible and has a uniform positive charge. The distance between the positively charged protons tends to split the nucleus, but the forces of surface tension and short range nuclear forces hold the nucleons together, okay. That means inside the nucleus protons are present, each proton is having positive charge, that means repulsion force will be there, so they all should move away from each other. But because of surface tension, the liquid drop tries to uh, acquire the lowest volume, and because of that they don't allow the protons to go away from each other, but they bound them close to each other, okay. When a nucleus captured a neutron, its equilibrium is disturbed, okay, in such kind of drop where because of surface tension the protons are close to each other. If that is bombarded by neutron, so their equilibrium is get disturbed, and it begins to oscillate about its spherical shape due to the energy of the absorbed neutron, okay. And when the excitation energy is sufficiently large, the compound nucleus deforms into a dumbbell bell shape structure, and when a little more energy is increased, that dumbbell bell is split up into two parts. So here you can see in this diagram, okay. So here we have one nucleus of uranium in shape of a liquid drop, spherical liquid drop, and when it absorbs energy of neutron, its shape starts changing, then it becomes dumbbell shape, and then this dumbbell shape is split up into two parts, okay. So like this the nuclear fusion takes place. Then the next topic is nuclear fusion. It is just opposite to the process of nuclear fission. The process in which two light nuclei combine to form a single heavier nucleus is called nuclear fusion. Okay. In case of fission, there was separation, and in case of fusion, there is combination. Okay. So here in case of fusion, what happen if we are having two light nuclei, so they also are very unstable. So when they both combine and make one nucleus, that is called nuclear fusion, and that nucleus is the stable one. So here we are having one equation that two hydrogen atom combine together and make one helium atom, with some electrons. Okay, and here we can see deuterons. Okay, here is the deuteron. Two deuteron combine and make helium atom, release one neutron, and energy of 3.27 mega electron volt. Okay, here also you can see another equation of nuclear fusion because of deuterium. Okay, and in case of nuclear fusion, we are having more amount of energy in comparison with fission, but generally in our practical life we are not using fusion because it is uncontrollable. In fission process, the whole reaction can be controlled, and that's why they can be used for beneficial purposes. But in nuclear fusion, it is uncontrollable, and that's why it becomes very, very dangerous, and that's why it is not applied for any purpose till now. If once we find out any means to control that, so maybe after that we can use it for useful purposes. Then the next topic is nuclear reactor. So it is a device in which a nuclear chain reaction is initiated, maintained and controlled. It works on the principle of controlled chain reaction. Okay, so what is its principle? The controlled chain reaction and provides energy at a constant rate. Now let us understand that how a nuclear reactor works. So here you can see a of not a diagram of nuclear reactor. So this is our fission chamber. In fission chamber, these are the rods, these three, they are the rods of uranium. Okay, this is called the fuel of this nuclear reactor. These rods are bombarded with neutrons, and because of that the nuclear fission takes place and so much high amount of energy is released. Okay, and we know that it is uncontrollable reaction, so to control that we are having control rods here. They are basically the boron rods. Okay, and here in between the graphite you can see a little blackish type thing. Okay, here you can see that is graphite. Graphite is used here to control the speed of neutron, because when the neutron is bombarded on this uranium rod, its speed should be very slow. Okay, slow moving neutron should hit the uranium rod, and this whole arrangement is kept inside a concrete chamber, because concrete stops the, here concrete is there. Okay, concrete stops the harmful nuclear rays inside the chamber only, and don't allow it to spread outside and be harmful for the human beings. Okay, so now what happened, whatever energy is released in fission chamber after the nuclear fission, that energy is supplied to here. Okay, to the uh, uh, here by means of sodium. Okay, here we are having liquid sodium, and that sodium goes to the passes through, here you can see that sodium passes through this tube. Okay, and when it passes through the tube, it gives all its energy to the water filled inside this tank. That water becomes hot, and it starts producing steam. Okay, that is steam which is produced here goes to this chamber. Here turbine is there, the steam rotates the turbine. The turbine is connected to generator. When the turbine is rotated, the electricity is generated in this generator. Okay, and whatever steam is left, that passes through this pipe and again goes to this water tank. Okay, and like this the whole nuclear reactor works. Okay, so with this topic we have completed our chapter 13 as well. Okay, so this is it for today's lecture. In next lecture we will start next chapter, and that will be our last chapter, and after that we will do the live sessions and solve the numericals. Okay, so till then, goodbye, take care, do some productive work, and the most important thing, be healthy, be safe.